Hey everyone, it's Unlikely Hero here with some more Monster Rancher 2. So, we're continuing with our plan from before. So, I'm carrying on with training Spooky's defense in the drills. Hoping to get a letter about discounted errantry, with the hope of sending him on it and getting a new technique. That might happen, you never know. We haven't had any luck so far, but it might still happen. And then, the main thing is, hopefully he will make it to the end of March, which is when the next official tournament is. I'm very aware that this could end up being a really short episode. At any point, my next episode could be really short because, 2 minutes in, Spooky could just reach the end of his lifespan. So I'm very aware of that. I'm also very aware that we're down to our last mint leaf, which isn't great. I also said at the end of the last video that if Spooky makes it to the next official tournament, I'm going to let him do... excuse me. I'm going to let him do the fights without my advice, so I will not control him during the next tournament. I let him do one fight in the last video without my advice, and I mean, it certainly didn't go any worse than it had been when I was controlling him, and he was much better at conserving his guts, or his kind of attack points. I tend to kind of go on the attack constantly during the tournament, and he just, when he was left to do his own thing, he just seemed to kind of conserve it a bit more. That's the highest stat gain he's had in ages. That's cool. Although, I think that sometimes a monster's stat gains can spike again before they come to the end of their lifespan. They have a drop when they're no longer... That's exactly what I was talking about! My good boy. I know I said this when Slimeson died, but, honestly, this is one of the most gutting things about the whole game. And then this music is just terrifying. I probably said that last time as well. Spooky was the best boy. I mean, he lived quite a long time. Especially given that he had, he was injured at least once. There were a lot of things going on that would have shortened his lifespan, and he lived quite a long time anyway, so... I swear there actually isn't any way to visit your monster's grave, though. Okay, so aside from that being extremely sad, that does leave me with the dilemma that the episode can now not go on as I said it was going to. Unfortunately, if your monster dies, you can't enter a tournament with it, strangely enough. So I guess what I'll do with the rest of this episode is acquire a new monster. Although, I am probably going to stand by what I have been saying for quite a while now, and I will very likely take a break from Monster Rancher 2 after this episode, just to focus on some other games for a little bit, play some other things, but I will come back to it. Like, there's no way I won't come back to it, because this is one of my favourite games ever, but, you know, this is the longest running game on my channel, and I just think it would be nice to take some time off from it, play some other stuff, and then come back, all, like, refreshed and ready to beat the game, maybe. So that does leave the kind of dilemma of what monster do I get, and I don't know if I've got anything in the lab. Do I have anything? Ah, yes. I don't think they can combine to actually make anything. Okay. Okay, so I think we'll go to the shrine and see what we can get from a disc. Ah! Alright then. Let's have another go with a different disc. Unfortunately, like, when you choose a disc, there's just no way of knowing, like, whether it's going to be, oh, you're not a high enough ranking trainer for this. Let's see what happens. It might be that we go through several of these before I actually settle on something, but, you know. I've had one of these before. They are funny, but I'm gonna say no, because I would prefer it if it was something that I'd never had before. I don't mind if it's, like I've said before, I've trained the Saurian monsters like a billion times. I don't mind if it is a Saurian-based monster, like that one was, believe it or not. I would just prefer if it was a subspecies, at least, that I haven't had previously. Okay, let's see what happens this time. I mean, I personally find getting monsters from discs quite exciting, because you never really know what you're going to get. But, hopefully it won't be boring for you, but obviously, unfortunately... I've never trained a pixie before, I don't think, but... I don't really fancy training a pixie. Not feeling it, sols. We'll get something good. Hopefully. Oh. I'm starting to get quite offended by all this, you're not a high enough ranking trainer. This rate is going to be like a half-hour long episode of me trying to get a monster. Okay. Maybe one day I will actually reach the rank I need to be in order to get these monsters. I think she's taking the mickey now. Oops, went to the market. Hooray! I was starting to think that every Crash Bandicoot game would be, you can't have this monster because you're not good enough. I should have known Crash Team Racing wouldn't let me down. I've had one of these before as well. Literally exactly that monster. Okay. I will pick a monster eventually, I promise. I'm trying to pretend like I'm not actually like really gutted about Spooky, but I totally am, to be honest. I had really hoped that we'd be able to do that one last tournament in March, but yeah, just wasn't going to happen. This is like the wall version of Slimeson. No, I don't fancy training a wall. This is turning into an episode of let's examine every possible monster in the game, and also look at all these monsters you can't have because you're not good enough. Also, she like full on kicks you out of the shrine. She doesn't even ask if you want to try again with a different disc, she just kicks you out the shrine. Like, what's up with that? Oh, again? I really thought she was just going to say it again. I was going to get really offended. That's a little bit too close to home right now, isn't it? I don't know if that made any sense, but I don't know if I'm ready to train another plant so soon after Spooky. There are so many that I'm not allowed. This is me a compilation of me not being allowed monsters. Well, I should have known. See, that's really interesting, because I've just tried every disc of Final Fantasy VIII, and none of them let me have a monster except disc 3. So that's interesting. I'm still not sure. Wow, betrayal. I'm starting to think maybe I'm not going to get like a monster I want to train just from a disc alone, and maybe I should get one from a disc and then combine it with something else. Maybe. Yeah, because if I combine, that costs 500, and that is going to take quite a chunk out of my money, and I kind of want a fair bit of money to actually raise the monster, so it might be better if I don't combine, unfortunately. Okay, we're gonna have to just hold out for something really good coming out of one of these discs in that case. I can't believe that the Chicken Run game has let me down in this way. We will get a monster! I'll make up my mind eventually, I promise. It just has to feel right. Gotta get the best monster. You know, like Spooky and Slimeson, they were the best monsters. So we need another best monster. That's just a plain Gabu. I think that's what they're called. He's not even like a combined one. 69. We'll pretend I didn't laugh at that. A lot of this is probably going to get cut out, so it's not going to be as long as it seems to me right now, at least. A compilation of disappointment. It's you again. Give us something good. Something I haven't had before, preferably. I don't know if you've realised this yet, but I don't really like these pixie monsters. I find them a bit weird. I don't really like the idea of training a monster that's like a small, scantily clad lady. I just can't escape from this little thing. I regret to tell you that you can't have this monster. I feel so attacked. We are going to get a monster, and when we do, it's going to be the best monster. After all this, it has to be the best monster. This whole episode, the whole remainder of this episode is just going to be me trying to get a monster. But that seems a good place to leave it, so... It's a clone of Slimeson. I can't train a clone of Slimeson. Guess who crashed the whole game? It was me! Right. Can't believe I crashed the game. Trying so hard to get a cool monster that we just crashed the entire thing. That's what I deserve. For being so picky. Hi. You're scary. Someone started doing some kind of work outside, so I'm hoping you can't hear that. Although, they seem to have stopped again already. I don't know. It's him again. There's no escape. There's literally no escape from this little monster. Okay, let's go and see about combining this. I think there was an A and a B in the lab, so we'll have a C. Yeah, it's a good name, a strong name. I've no idea if this monster combines well with the two that I've got frozen in here. I think I've got an arrowhead and a mochi. I'm not sure if it is a good combination at all, but we'll see. The process of choosing a new monster is very important. Go. I don't think I have any items. But what about the pink hopper? And fake penguin? I'm cheating anyway in that I've saved and will reload until I get a combined monster that I like, so we can take a look at what happens. Fake penguin. Okay, I'm gonna try it with the arrowhead. But I don't think this is going to be a good combination. Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. You know what doesn't cost any money? Getting a monster from the market. Get. Let's grab a zoom. They're kind of pretty standard, like they combine with a lot of different things really easily, so if we grab one of those, and I'll grab a Gabu as well, just for good measure. I've trained a Gabu once, I think. Yeah, this is a long old episode of me just trying to get a monster because I'm so fussy. Hopefully you don't mind. I'll probably cut out quite a bit anyway, so this could be D. My glasses are falling off my face. Yeah, monsters from the market and the shrine are always free. It's only when you want to combine that it costs anything. But one of the reasons that I cheat with the combining, I think it's like the only area in the game that I will cheat on my channel, but the reason I cheat is because it costs 500 every time, and if you don't get the results you want, you end up spending all your money so quickly. Okay, it's very likely to just turn out as a zoom, but let's just have a look, because I don't know... I don't even know how to pronounce... Is that like Datonnaire? I don't know. And I can't remember what a hound saurian looks like either, so let's just have a look. We'll see. See what happens. Oh, okay. It's a bit exciting. Before I go through with anything, I just want to see if this thing can be combined with Gabu. Because I've very rarely trained anything based around a Gabu. Could be interesting. Oh, there's like a very slim chance of frozen Gabu. Let's try it the other way around. Make Gabu the main breed. That would make sense, wouldn't it? It's a bit more likely. Let's see if we can get it, see what he looks like. I don't know if that's like, wow, its name escapes me. There's a monster in the tournaments, which is like a blue Gabu, and I'm wondering if that's what it's like. Well, that didn't work. Look at that guy. Oh, he's so weird. I'm training that. Like, that is so strange looking. He looks like... Colt, I would hardly call this trouble-free. Do you know what we've been through? He looks like... almost like a bear head with nothing else attached. I guess his name's Bear. I'm not actually very good at naming my monsters. I end up sat around for ages just not naming the monster. So if something comes up quickly, then that's the monster's name. Okay, so this is Bear. Wow. Get a load of that guy. Yeah, like I said, I think I've trained a Gabu like once, and I've certainly never trained one like this, so... But this will be quite an interesting monster to come back to, I think. He likes potato! Yes! He's going to be cheap to look after. Good-natured, that's nice. Yep, those are kind of the moves I expected him to have. Okay. I am going to take Bear to the ranch, but I'm afraid that is where this episode is going to end, and you probably won't see any Monster Rancher for a little while because I'm probably going to play something else for a while. Oh, look at him. I love him already. He's so strange. Like, I feel like I've trained really strange... Did he just blow a kiss? I feel like I've trained really strange monsters for me on this entire save file. Haven't trained one Zoom. Alright. Oh, he's so talented. Look at that. Yeah, so the plan going forward is to train Bear. But as I said, I'm going to take a break, so I'm not sure exactly when I'll come back to this. But it will happen, and I will train Bear. So, yeah, it seems a good place to leave it before a break, because it's kind of a new beginning for me to come back to. Alright, so... sorry, I got so distracted by his weird legs then. Yeah, I'll see you all in whatever video I record next. Bye.